Hello, beautiful people out there, and welcome back to my kitchen for a new recipe. If you are new here, I am Joy Morocco and I share Moroccan traditional and modern cuisine, health and beauty natural remedies, life hacks, and a whole lot of other topics that'll immerse you in Moroccan culture. And today, I am sharing with you the national dish, couscous. I'll show you how to make it step by step. First step, I'll show you how to steam couscous grains. Now, if you prefer using instant couscous, then you're probably here for the broth. So you can skip this part and go directly to minute 250. We need 2 tablespoons of oil, veggie or olive oil as you wish, 1 cup of salted water. Salt is to taste. You can put 1.5 teaspoons of salt for each kilogram of couscous. So as I'm adding clarified butter a little later, which is too salted, I'm not going to be adding a lot of salt. So pour oil, toss and rub the grains between your hands to coat them with the oil that will prevent them from clumping later on. And then you pour your cup of salted water. I didn't film it here, I forgot. So you put your salted water over the semolina. You do the same until the water has been fully absorbed. It's traditional to steam the couscous over a simmering broth, but it's totally fine and probably easier the first few times to steam it over boiling water and then to deal with the broth and veggies separately. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'll be using the couscous here for the semolina and then the pressure cooker for the broth to make things go faster. Now let's prepare the broth while the semolina is on the stove. We will need 125 grams of dried chickpeas soaked overnight. You can also use canned chickpeas. If so, you'll need to double the amount. Mine are frozen since I use them a lot for harira, couscous, and hummus. I soak a large quantity and freeze it. And then I have my chickpeas ready whenever I need them. We also need 500 grams of meat. Lamb, beef, you can also use chicken. I will list the ingredients in the description bar below, so don't forget to check it. I need here a large onion chopped, a bunch of parsley and cilantro that I'm going to place directly into the pot. If you prefer to chop it, then go ahead and chop it. I prefer to let it infuse and then remove it at the end. Now the veggies. Put the veggies of your choice. I'm using here 1 turnip cut into 2 halves, 1 potato, the same, 2 carrots that I cut into quarters, and then I did
remove the heart because it takes forever to cook and then it gives a little bit of bitter taste. So I remove it this way.
3 zucchinis. The variety of zucchinis that we have here in Morocco is so tender and cooks fast. That's why I'm not going to be cutting them at all. I really don't want them to be mushy at the end. Pumpkin. I have 500 grams that I cut into large chunks. You can also use butternut squash, a quarter of a small cabbage. You can use really the veggies of your choice. Now the spices. Salt and pepper to taste, ginger and turmeric, 1.5 teaspoons of each. You can also use saffron threads. I didn't have any, unfortunately. 1 tablespoon of clarified butter and olive oil, of course. If you don't have clarified butter, then you can use regular butter or salted butter. Now cover with water, around 2 liters of water. Be generous. It will reduce by half. You will use the broth to moisten couscous after the final steaming, and it also should be served in individual bowls alongside the dish at the table. Now place your parsley and cilantro, cover the pressure cooker with the lid and let it simmer for about 30 minutes. While the broth is simmering, let's go back to our couscous. So when the vapor rises through the couscous, count 15 to 20 minutes. That's when the first steaming is done. At that point, remove the basket from the pot, dump out the couscous in a bowl or a large plate, then start breaking clumps. When it's cool enough to handle, rub the semolina to separate the grains. Then sprinkle out water to moisten the grains. Well, in my opinion, there is no substitute of steaming couscous the traditional way. Yes, it takes time, but you'll be rewarded with plumper, fluffier, more moistened and tender grains. Back to my broth. Now time to put my veggies in the pot. I'll put them all at once because I have cut them in a way that allows them to be cooked at the same time. Now if you want to cut them in a different way, place the hardest first, then the rest after 10 minutes till they become extremely tender. Okay, so after the second steaming is done, we're gonna repeat the same process, but this time instead of adding water, we'll be adding smen or salted butter or just regular butter, and put it back for 10 to 15 minutes for the last steaming. Now that my grains are light and fluffy and that my veggies have cooked and are tender, let's start serving couscous. Et voilà, our couscous is ready. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like my recipe. If you try it, then let me know and I'll see you next time. Bon appétit!